you know the exact moment. You're already running late, your mind is racing with unread messages, and then a spilled coffee. In that fraction of a second, a minor mistake feels like a total catastrophe. That intense reaction is the result of waking up already carrying an invisible weight. You start your morning anticipating stress, replaying old conversations, and letting an undercurrent of anxiety dictate your mood before you even step out the door. When every minor inconvenience feels like a personal attack, it's easy to assume hyperreactivity is a permanent character flaw. But this is a learned habit, a mental pattern your brain has practiced and reinforced over a lifetime. Because this reactive mind is simply what you've practiced becoming, it is also something you can systematically unlearn. You can replace these instinctive bursts with a steadiness that remains unshaken, even when circumstances are chaotic. Breaking this loop requires creating distance. Think of a problem, like holding your hand pressed flat against your nose. You can't see it clearly until you pull it away and look at the whole picture. Intense feelings overwhelm the brain by activating the amygdala, your emotional alarm system. To quiet that alarm, you must engage the prefrontal cortex by specifically naming the experience, which research shows reduces activity. This is the witness practice. Instead of saying, "I am angry," you create linguistic distance by saying, "I notice anger arising in me right now." You are acknowledging the emotion without letting it define you. This shift positions you as the observer. It proves that you are larger than any single feeling passing through you, turning abstract suffering into a manageable experience. Much of our internal chaos is driven by a desperate desire to manage other people. We obsess over their actions and opinions, fueled by a fear of rejection and a need to win every interaction. You need a minimal explanation policy to establish boundaries. For casual relationships, remember that "this doesn't work for me" is a complete sentence. You do not owe a defense of your personal growth. Not everyone has earned access to your inner world, and you are not heartless for walking away from what no longer serves you. Setting firm boundaries without guilt ensures your giving comes from a place of choice rather than compulsion. It is the foundation for any genuine care you offer to others. Even when walking away is the healthy choice, it often triggers a disorienting wave of grief. You are mourning the versions of people you had in your head. This grief marks the necessary death of a people-pleasing identity you've outgrown. It is the final shedding of a persona built around other people's expectations. This transition leads to the empty space, a vital void that exists before your authentic self fully emerges. It is uncomfortable, but it is where real transformation happens. Instead of rushing to fill this void with new external validation, rely on interoception. Listen to your body's physical signals, the tightness or the ease, to guide your decisions. Existing comfortably in this space, without panic, is the final step toward a new way of being. You are learning to trust your own instincts over the noise of the world. The weight of these internal choices is most visible when all external control is stripped away. This is a photograph of a tiny, barred prison cell, the ultimate loss of external freedom. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in that cell, yet he emerged to transform a nation because he refused to let circumstances dictate his internal state. He proved that even in the most restricted environments, your reaction belongs to you. If a man can lose 3 decades of his life and still find the strength to lead, consider the scale of your own journey. What could you achieve if you stopped letting trivial things consume your energy? It brings us back to that spilled coffee. It is just liquid on a counter. It doesn't deserve a reaction, and it doesn't have the power to ruin your day, unless you give it that power. Choosing to see every challenge as a shaping force allows you to meet your day with a steadiness that remains unshaken. You aren't changing the world, you're changing your place within it, one unbothered reaction at a time.